Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. You know,
Justice for all except Suitsukumi.
Apollo Justice for All, or Spirit of Justice for All. Yeah, every even number main game has the word justice in it.
Alright then.
And every odd number game has alliteration.
Oh.
Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way, not cool. And collected Adrian Andrews.
Totally
He is
radical.
your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. Oh man. The only person who had an easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her.
This is totally the opposite of totally stupid.
So, after the ceremony, during the break and all, well, I was sleeping like a log the entire time.
Uh-huh.
I get the feeling she was kind of creepily watching me while I slept. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama.
Of course.
Because she was the one that came to wake me up?
Sure, why not?
You know, in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense. And, dude, you're saying it was really her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her
story.
own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about?
What do you think?
I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. Pedro, let the star cope with it. Ignorance can be bliss sometimes. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Please?
He sounds and looks like a character from Denver the Lost Dinosaur.
Oh god,
Not
you
the last
watched
one.
that?
Well, tell you, it was really popular back when I was a kid here in
I thought
Portugal.
it was very obscure instead.
Here's
Actually, not really, Teo. Actually, it was kind of popular back in its day.
Here's the thing, Teo. What is obscure in one country is often popular in another. Germans
Sure.
really love David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury.
Well, the Knight Rider was one of the most popular shows of its time. So
Baywatch.
and Baywatch, yeah.
But whatever, that's another point. Go ahead, Jovah.
It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it.
It's Juan Corrida, the victim in this murder.
Very good, Mia.
Juan
Very
Corrida
good.
has a
Have
plant
cookie.
stemming from his mouth like Jet does in Avatar, and things did not turn out well for Jet in Avatar. I think this is telling me something. Don't have a plant in my mouth to look cool. All to get the suicide note back.
That sounds plausible.
Our killers are getting crazier and crazier these days.
But one thing bothers me.
Eh? What?
Everything. Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' codependency with regards to Miss Impacts.
Mr. Andrews?
I said Miss Andrews.
No, but that's the thing. It's written Mr. Andrews there. even though she-
Typo.
Oh my god, Adrian used to be a man?
No.
Sure.
You know, that would make a lot of... Actually, no.
It wouldn't actually have an impact on anything.
True, it would not. It was Edgeworth.
It looks like he's still the one in...
Command of his ship.
Don't let your guard down yet.
Yeah, why would Edgeworth have told us this helpful information? Unless he really has learned and knows to use reverse psychology.
I would suggest that since she's
Course now
basically,
reconvene. Now where Mr. Edgeworth continue. Sorry.
I would say, considering Mia is a bit little more than a cheerleader at this point, I would recommend we get her some pom poms. But I guess the boobs are supposed to serve that purpose. I don't know.
No comment. Miss Andrews. Miss Adrian Andrews. The person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Not on guard.
Very good.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Oh, yes, sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing.
What the hell is written on that thing?
I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
Actually, they're just wondering what you got written in your diary there,
Oh,
but
no,
that
I have
too.
no idea what you mean. I never heard of these gossip letters.
If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Alright.
Yes. I was seeing Mr. Corrida.
It's not a crime of passion, then.
I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan.
Get it? Because French and Spain hate each other.
That was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. Was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
I prefer
eating.
shellfish.
Judge, remain
keep
in the
using it-
room, please.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
But I didn't kill him.
No one has accused you of that.
Yet.
Yes. Yet, yeah.
I've got a feeling someone will soon.
Eh?
It'll be
Yes,
you.
Ooh,
I think we
little
all
old
understand
me.
your. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court. About what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. When I found the body.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. You don't look it.
Stoic. But she looks like she's in shock in the flashback photo there.
She's very professional.
What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo.
Alright.
I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
What kind of juice?
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
You poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes.
Death makes me thirsty. I don't know. Yes, sadly, I don't remember. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
Awfully honest for a witness. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. Crap, I can't go after the fingerprints. Those are usually a great bout of contradiction.
Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
Yes, I know. That's why I've got to go at this tactically.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontation. You should disrupt her pace.
Ah, so it's time for a change of pace then, I see.
Yes,
Oh.
of course.
Alright
Moving
then.
on.
I know how to go at this then.
She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instance you let up on her offense is the instance that this trial is over. Understood?
That was very helpful of you, Mia.
Or maybe I'll just press every single statement and look for contradictions, and there you go.
That's how we've always done it.
Don't you see, though? The pressing will be how I lull her into a false sense of security. And then when she least expects it, in comes the objection with a 24 KO hitbox. I got a bit mixed up there.
pulled out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai.
Mr. Ungar did say he was taking a nap.
And those costumes are probably heavy.
Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes?
Excuse me? What are you—
Objection! Right. I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Ungard's knife from his room?
No.
Please.
Subject, verb, object, right? Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue.
Grammar Nazi is the virtuous of them all.
Yeah.
They only appear out of the woodworks when no one wants them around.
Hold it! And why did you do that?
As a friendly gesture, one was to make an appearance with the other heroes.
Hey, Juan, I know you lost the competition, but I'm here to wake you up to remind you to come on down and accept your second place award. Friendship. Is that the only reason?
I beg your pardon? What are you implying?
You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss to the victim.
Sorry, but I don't have any such intentions in mind at that time.
That's what they all say. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we
Badge.
continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got to his room? Well, yeah, the badge would be something nobody saw coming. The only problem would be then somehow making a point off of it. Hold it! You were in shock.
You don't need a point to showcase your badge. What? Was I not supposed to— whatever?
Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock, after all. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
Yeah.
There's being shocked, and then there's being shocked
Edward,
like
are
a thing.
you, courting there? Hold it! This is the photo you're referring to, correct?
Yes.
Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest.
And the guitar case was like this too?
Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
And then, what did you do next, witness?
I gave chase. I mean,
Hold it! What are you, Red White Sister or something? Shoes.
yeah. I'm her sister, Blue Yellow.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest anyone drank from it.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct?
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank, eh? I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today?
That's his job.
I was was so dazed that I made one clueless mistake. That one thing.
Oh, and what one thing? Pardon me for being rude.
Never mind. It's no big deal.
Oh, what was she starting to say just now? Huh! Miss Andrews! I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I.
I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Uh-oh.
Thing. By the way, guys, I need a time. Sorry, video kind of
Go
buffered.
to 1630. Flower vase?
Yep,
16:30.
yep.
Yes.
16:22.
Alright then.
23, sorry. 23,
Almost
sorry.
there.
Alright.
23.
But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
And
And
click. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
Because I forgot.
Oh!
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
That's crime scene tampering.
Even if it
I
wasn't.
get another fact that's come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
In fact, it might have been an accident, but you not telling them is an obstruction of justice, so...
Yep,
Yeah.
I think we found the part we needed to catch her off guard on. You
Oh,
get too
God.
cocky, and that's when you make mistakes.
Yeah, guitar case, eh?
Objection! You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct?
Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there some problem, or...
It's not some problem, it's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. But... However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews! You testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However... If that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside.
That was awesome.
Oops. That's very true.
It's the little details that snowball into the big ones. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case.
And what is that?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor.
And what is wrong with that, other than the vase being broken?
If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not outside the case.
Hell yeah.
Objection! What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
Yes.
Objection! No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. I'm guessing you didn't plan up to this point, Edgy.
Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
Objection! But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, an empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case. Then again, I've got enough character to testify, so let's go for it.
It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Sure.
Well, the case was empty, and I think that's all we really need to know.
I see.
Wait, Phoenix. Don't you remember what I told you earlier? What's important here is that you disrupt her pacing.
You're disrupting the pacing of this case.
You have to attack her when she's not expecting it.
Yes,
I mean, that's going to be quite difficult.
Hold it!
Let's move on to
Actually, Your Honor, I've changed my mind. I would like her to testify about the case. Now that's a way to disrupt your pace.
Why are you changing your mind now?
I like to
Because
keep
the
the
ghost
court
lady
thinking.
told me.
It's a little boring if I just leave them in, right? Well, looks like I disrupted the judge's pacing. Now comes the real deal.
Gulp.
The empty guitar case.
It's essential to this case.
Of course.
I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle worth 1,000 picarats.
Oh, shit, that breaks the fucking scale.
I can't
cannot-
believe anyone would reach for straws like this.
I can unlock the BIOS just with that puzzle.
I know, right? I can't believe I'm doing this either. Can you imagine what 1,000 picarats could get you? You'd be the achievement among women who love puzzle solvers.
Alright, I'll follow along.
Hang in there, Aji. You can do it.
Yeah.
In the next part, I guess. See ya.
See you then.
See ya.